Good day, everybody. It's Wes, aka Joe Hunter 73. Hope everyone out there is having a fantastic week. And today we're going to be talking about 1985. 1985. And what a year that was. And not just this one, but I do have something else from 1985 on hand that we're going to look at. First, it's going to be the top secret dispatch. But before we get into any of that, we're going to go and dive into the viewer's mail call. That's right. So sit back, relax, and let's look at all the comments that were back from the 1984 catalog video I did, and also my Joe Fest video show and tell that I did as well. So let's go to mail call.
Hey, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. It's time for mail call.
All right, we're in the viewer's mail call here, and just going to take a look at several comments here. Steve from GI Joker, some great Joes from the 84, Spirit, Recondo, and Roadblock, but Cobra stole the show with their Storm Shadow, Firefly, and Scrap Iron. Copperhead, Wild Weasel, Zartan, etc. Great video. Well, guess what? 1985 is going to be loaded with Cobra. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate the comment. Got a comment here from Dave C. Straight from the pit. I didn't mark my calendars either. I wanted to keep them nice to look at. Me too, man. Me too. I did mark off the odd card back for figures I had. Man, 1984 was chock full of beauties, next level stuff, especially Storm Shadow and Firefly. I still remember being so happy they finally made Baroness. Yeah, 84 was really starting to heat up, for G.I. Joe. Thanks, Dave. Hillbilly Harper. Man, 84 was a great year. I wanted the version 2 Snake Eyes so bad. Version 1.5. We're not to version 2 yet. Sorry, Hillbilly. Bad, but I never could find them. I also got Zartan for Christmas. Good for you, man. That was a great Christmas. Hey, Larry Bear, 73 Larry Bear. Another great trip down memory lane. Absolutely love hearing you share your memories and stories. 84 is in my top 3 or 4 as a favorite year. Some of my favorite Joes and Cobras from that year: Recondo, Spirit, Blowtorch, Roadblock, Firefly, Storm Shadow, Scrap Iron, Wild Weasel. I had the Rattler, so did I. Shark, and the Sky Striker. Sky Striker was 83, man. Come on now. Can't wait to see the 85 catalog. Well, wait no longer, Larry. Lilith, appreciate the comment. 84 was certainly an interesting year for Joe here in Australia, and you might be surprised to know it wasn't as well spread as people would remember, as it was highly promoted. This was the same for the first few years of Joe, which was known here as Action Man. That's right. Lilith goes on to keep great post here, Lilith. Really appreciate it. Yeah, that's awesome, Lilith. Really appreciate it. Hey, they gone. I knew it was a review. It was the catalog review. So much good stuff out there, including you, man. Thanks for coming on. I popped onto his live stream he does on Thursday nights. Check in They Gone on Thursday nights. He does a live video on YouTube. We are more toys and more comments and rocking vids. To conclude, I did not get Joe's until 87. Wow, 87. Though 84 had a lot of great characters and started to round out the line. 85, 86 can't be beat. That's right. That is right. Casey from Podcast from the Pit. Great job. I had almost everything from 84. I thought Zartan was very cool. Thanks, Casey. Man, having everything from 84. That's awesome. Ronnie Trickshot. Beautiful work yet again, Wes. I need an orange Zartan stat. Yeah, that's right, man. That color of Zartan in the 84 catalog, that was kind of odd. But those are the comments from my 84 video. Hang tight. Hang tight. We got more mail call here. So I'm going to include the comments from my Joe Fest video that I made. And Ronnie Trickshot, so great to meet you finally. Man, that was a big surprise seeing you and Adam Shark Eyes. Yeah, that was so cool, so cool. Ronnie says, great pickups, mate. Thanks so much for the shout out. Here's to more Joe Fest fun in the coming years. That's right, man. Third Wave Sabotage. If you guys don't know about Third Wave Sabotage, go check out his YouTube page. Does fantastic work. Give him a follow. Watch his videos. Make some comments on there. And the Lady J from Lady J Toys, he's talking about a chef's kiss. Yeah, those were amazing. So this is, again, my Joe Fest pickups that I got. Lilith, thanks for the comment. Great selection of items, buddy. I love seeing the blend new and old. Those Delta 17 2-packs looks awesome, and the Hellstorm looks freaking awesome. Yeah, everything from Delta 17 is just solid. You know, you can't go wrong with them. Another comment from Third Wave. Tim, thanks, man. I really appreciate the shout out. Love that striker. Yeah, I got an FOE striker. Foot, appreciate it, man. Awesome scoops. Great video. Thank you, man. Chasing 80 Toys. That's great haul. Pleasure meeting you, Yo Joe. So I met Chris Memoir. I think I'm pronouncing his last name correct. From Chasing 80 Toys. He made the trip over from the Netherlands. So not just Ronnie Trickshot and Shark Eyes from Australia, but Chris from across the pond in the Netherlands. Spoon. I also met Scuba Pete as well. So that was really great to meet Scuba Pete too. All kinds of good stuff. Thanks, Spoon. Appreciate it. Cold War Toys. Cold War Toys located here. I believe he's in Austin. He sells toys. He's a great dude. Daniel. Looking good, man. Appreciate it. Treasures for Triggers. Awesome pickups. Sounds like a great weekend. Phil, it was an awesome weekend. Thank you for the comment. G.I. Jetman. Hey, man. Thanks for leaving a comment. Awesome video. Great pickups. Everyone, go check out G.I. Jetman's channel, too. He does great reviews. All right. So that's viewers' mail call. Let's get back to 1985. All right. We're back. And I just want to say, again, thank you for leaving comments in the chat and just sparking the memory that we have of all this nostalgic G.I. Joe stuff. And I love looking through these catalogs, and it brings back memories when I was a kid. So before we get into it, a real quick memory that I want to share is when we would get these catalogs, right? That's one thing I anticipated. I didn't just anticipate, what was in the box. These came with our vehicles, aircrafts, playsets, right? So I wanted to know what the catalog was going to look like. And I was anticipating what was going to be on the cover, how it was going to be laid out as far as like what dioramas they were going to do. If you look back at 1983 and 1984, even in the first one, not really 1982, but 83 and 84 catalog, they actually, used a very similar diorama with a kind of a deserty, I guess not playset, but background, and used sand and rocks. So what I was anticipated, like, what's going to be in the new catalog? What's it going to look like? How's it going to be laid out? What are they going to be using? So we're going to get into that today. So, but first, before we get into this, I do have something, as I said before, Top Secret Dispatch. So this also came out in 1985. I also want to say it was available in 1986. There are more catalog brochures to look at through 1985. I just don't have any of those on hand, and that's what this is about. I want to show you what I have on hand and go down memory lane with that. If you want to check out what else was available, just go to 3djoes.com. They have an excellent website that you can look through all that stuff on there. So the reason why I don't do it just scrolling through 3djoes.com, because I could easily do that. This is the stuff I have on hand, and it's just more real, right? So top secret dispatch, what does that say? To be opened only by loyal G.I. Joe team members. That's right. Let's look at the back. Collect G.I. Joe flag points, tells you why, and special offer is not available in any store. So this would have came with any vehicle, aircraft, or playset that you got back in 1985 as well, along with the blueprint. So, oh my gosh, we got a letter. We got a letter from Duke. So let's read it. To G.I. Joe team members from Duke. The G.I. Joe team needs your help now. Cobra is once again up to its evil ways, and if we don't stop them soon, it could be curtains for us. Each of your top secret missions is extremely risky, but the stakes are high, and you'll be outfitted with the very latest and the best survival gear, equipment, and vehicles. We have every confidence you'll be successful, or we wouldn't have chosen you we wouldn't have chosen you for such a special assignment. Good luck, Duke. That's pretty cool. All right, let's open it up. So what this was, for you to go back when you were a kid, these things weren't available, I guess, anymore in stores. Maybe you couldn't find them anymore. They were definitely discontinued. And it's just a pamphlet to throw into the flag points that you've already collected. You can actually not even turn in flag points. You can just, it gives you instructions like, well, if you don't have flag points, then it's going to be this much money. But yeah, so you can order these things here that weren't available in stores anymore. Sometimes they're still in stores. It's just that Hasbro wasn't making these anymore and distributing them anymore. So whatever was left in stores, that's what was left. Now, these here, so you have a parachute pack, the Manta, whatever, and the jump jet pack. Figures not included. Right, we already knew that with these. Well, in the 82 jump, it did come with one, and then the 83 also came with silver pads. Now, the Wolverine came with CoverGirl, figure not included. So these, MMS, figure not included. We didn't get the figures with these. So that means to tell me, I'm thinking that they shipped these not even in the box that they came with that we would see in stores. It just came with a regular box and sealed plastic inside. So if you have any memories of doing this and getting something like this after the fact that they were already not in stores anymore, let me know in the comments. So here, mission, codename Summit. Objective, a top secret meeting world leaders is scheduled for next week at a beautiful lakeside resort in New England. The goal is world peace, but we have every reason to believe that Zartan, the master of disguise, Zartan, and a small group of co-conspirators are planning to sabotage the meeting and kidnap the world leaders. Strategery. You'll parachute at 2400 hours to a wooded area near the main guest house. A few hundred yards due east, you'll see a lake. Cross it with your manta. Then find and neutralize the enemy of peace. And neutralize this enemy of peace. Okay. Mission accomplished. Jump to safety. The meeting must go on just as planned. It's too important to be delayed, even a day. And remember, Zartan is wily as a fox, and he'll stop at nothing to achieve his dastardly goal. Equipment, you'll need the parachute pack, the Manta, and the jump jet pack. So that's pretty cool. And then it gives you the items over here, the flag points, and the price. So there's another one here, special mission shooting star. So I'm not going to read everything on here, but this is really, really cool. G.I. Joe team wants you. Who had the dog tags? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to flip it over here. So there's more to get. There's another mission, code name White Knight. So here you have Hooded Cobra Commander, mail away again, Polar Battle Bear, and the Hiss. Hiss didn't come with a figure either. So thought this was really cool to go over with you all. So Top Secret Dispatch. Anybody have this? Anybody remember? Anybody order anything from this? Let me know in the comments. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Now, this was one of the more iconic covers that we've seen in G.I. Joe, to me anyway. To me, 1985 is the penultimate year in G.I. Joe history. It's the fourth year, 82, 83, 84, 85. Yeah, it's the fourth year of G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero line. And they've pretty much outdid themselves. 86 was great, but I really think 85 just was the chef's kiss. Let me know in the comments what your favorite year was. So, fantastic background. Got a rock chiseled out with G.I. Joe so Alpine can climb up that. We got pretty much all of the 85 figures there, I believe so. Yeah, I've got Quick Kick, Barbecue, Airtight, Version 2, Snake Eyes, Bazook, Shipwreck, Alpine. It's funny that Alpine and Shipwreck are the front. And the fact that Flint is to the side. Interesting. Then you got Dusty and Lady J, and then you got Footloose just almost off camera there. So you flip it over, kind of the same thing that we got on all the other catalogs. The back of the cover was just talking to you about the Mobile Strike Force team. Collect the flag points, and this is what you all get. All right, let's open this up. Now, that's another thing to anticipate when you open up these catalogs. What's going to be new this year? If you're just now getting a vehicle in 1985, let's say it's January of 1985, and you really didn't, and it was gifted to you, so you haven't even been into a store yet, and you're pulling this out for the first time, and let's say you got the Ferret, or the Snowcat, or the All Striker, or the Weapons Transport, if you're that poor soul that got gifted that. No, that's actually a good gift to get a weapons transport. That way you don't have to actually have your parents, you don't have to ask for that. It was gifted to you. But yeah, pulling this out and then opening up and wow. Who do we have here? Wait a minute. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with these guys? They got different heads. Look at the different head sculpt. I always like pointing out the, what do you call them? The prototypes. So silver guns, which they were black when we got them. And then, those are different heads. So do you like these heads better or the ones that we got? I'm indifferent. I think these are actually good molds here too. They're a little more rounded. But yeah, and if you look at the Cobra sigil, that looks like it's not even a sticker. It's actually textured, it looks like, almost. Very interesting. So the Crimson Guard Commanders. I got this in Christmas of 1985 in a stocking, along with these blokes. And these were fantastic. So I waited a whole year of 1985 to get these boys. And if you notice the background now, in 1985, it's going to be more of a dry lake bed in the desert, and it's cracked. So Ripper, Buzzer, and Torch, these are still more my most favorite Dreadnoks I mean, the original 3 Dreadnoks. And I think I've heard somewhere, correct me if I'm wrong, but technically some of these, because in 1985, we just didn't get the heads turning left and right, but it had the ball joint on them, so they could nod up and down with a yes or no, or shake their head, up and down. But the Dreadnoks didn't have that. So I think I heard somewhere that technically these were supposed to be released in 1984, and they just didn't have time to put them out in 1984. So, and then we have Zartan, the enemy with the swamp skier. Now, that is the correct Zartan we got. If you remember in the 1984 video, it was a more orange version head on there. So another prototype. And all right, now let's open up for some goodies. What side should I start with here? 1985. Oh yeah. All right. So we're going to start on this side here. So we already saw that. Fit it into camera here. So if you remember the last several videos I've done, 82 was kind of small, but 83 and 84, the picture of the figures was a little larger, so you can actually see the a little bit better detail. There are so many figures now, so the pictures are a little smaller. Real quick before we get into that, let's scoot over here to the Battle Gear accessory packs. I loved these as a kid. I've mentioned this on my other video. Battle Gear 2, and I don't remember the other ones laying them out like this. Maybe they did. And I don't remember as a kid seeing it laid out like this. But yeah, I always loved these. These were always cool. And I've mentioned that before. All right, so 1985 up at the top, and we got our 1984 figures here. So we got, let's see if we can notice any differences here. We got Footloose, doesn't have the bazooka with him, or the Law is what it was actually called. Quick Kick, Lady J, Snake Eyes, Airtight, Barbecue, Bazooka. Bazooka, yeah, he's all right. Shipwreck. Shipwreck's really blue. That top is really blue. And the hat looks a little bit bigger. There's Flint. Flint's pants. Flint's pants look a little bit more green. Alpine with all his gear. Dusty. And you got the Dreadnoks up there. And then super cool. This is why 1985 is fantastic. All the Cobras up here. We got the Dreadnoks, and then we start with the Army Builders. And if we only knew that term when we were kids, you got the Crimson Guard, the Eel, the Snow Serpent, and then our first Viper, the Televiper, which I didn't like back then, but the Televiper has really grown on me as an adult collector. Yeah, I think he's great. I think the purple and blue it didn't mesh with me that well. My favorite out of 85 is going to be the Eels. I love the Eel. All right. And then let's go back down to 84. We got Destro, Firefly. Why is there a Cobra Trooper there? Was that 84? Unless that was the Viper glider? I'm not sure. 21. Cobra Soldier, the enemy. Okay, I guess he was still available. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they included it in 85, because he was still available on pegs and they were still distributing him. Then you got the Scrappy of Scrap Iron, Storm Shadow. Then you got the Joes. Mutton Junkyard, Blowtorch, Duke, Gung Ho, Rakondo, Roadblock, Spirit, and his bird, his eagle, Freedom, Torpedo, Snow Job, and Ripcord. All right, this is now battle stations. The battle stations again. These are all from 84 here. bivouac, the watchtower, and the mountain howitzer. And then we got the battlefield accessories, which were all from 84. Right? Yeah. And then we get the new checkpoint, which now we call checkpoint alpha. And maybe they just forgot the alpha. If you notice that the stickers are different, they're green or black. I think they're green. Interesting that it's like that. The air defense, and then the Cobra bunker, which actually should have been called a pillbox. Then you have the Ford observer, the ammo dump, and the rifle range. So all cool if you can all put them together in your own world building. Here we'll get the 1984 Claw. And new for 1985, we get the blue version of the Snake, Battle Armor Snake. Who had the blue version? I picked one up a few years ago from Cold War Toys. Box and everything. It was really cool. And then we get the Flight Pod. Flight Pod, I love the Flight Pod. I had the Claw and the Flight Pod. Still to this day as a kid, well, not still to this day. As a kid, I didn't understand what the air mine was about and how that was supposed to work. Little did I know that technically it was supposed to ride in the seat of the trouble bubble, and it would almost like act like a drone. Same way that the Claw was supposed to work. The Claw could actually operate as a drone. We didn't know that term back then, a drone. And then we get the weapons transport, bomb disposal, and the Cobra night landing. Who had that? I didn't have it as a kid. I actually had the weapons transport. It was kind of boring. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. If you had the flag, or, you know, if you had a base set up, if you made up a base, if you had the headquarters and you can just drive it around, transport and stuff, that's cool. I didn't have any of that as a kid, so it was just kind of a vehicle that did nothing for me. Cobra night landing, it's actually a really cool night landing aircraft. Not aircraft, boat. That Cobra blue with the Cobra red on it. Really cool. Got the Asp, the Fang, and the Skyhawk. And new for 85, we got the Cobra Ferret. This was so cool to have as a kid. Tell me your memories on the Cobra Ferret. Really cool. Just couldn't figure out what that missile was supposed to do. Hello? It's stuck together. How's that supposed to work? This all-terrain vehicle makes tracks through thick brush and muddy marshes to get to its destination. Secret Joe outposts. Includes removable missiles and storage cover that always went missing. The Armadillo tank. So these, all three of these, and the Silver Mirage. So if you saw my Joe Fist show and tell, you'll see that I got a new Silver Mirage without stickers and everything. So yeah, it was really cool. Need to get some stickers for it. But all three of these were heavily featured in the Sunbow animated cartoon, the first season, which debuted in September of 1985. So yeah, these were 85 hits here. Very economical for the parents to buy their children because they didn't come with figures. If you couldn't get a Mauler, you got the Armadillo. I had neither. I did have a Ferret, and I did have the Silver Mirage. And that Silver Mirage was a tough burger to put together, that's for sure. All right, let's flip it on over. Now the bigger stuff. All right, so this picture, they got the right missiles on the Stinger now, and the Slugger comes with Thunder, and they still call the Stinger driver a Cobra driver. It's funny. New for 85, we got the, there's my dog throwing up. Thanks, Cosmo. We got the All Striker, another heavily featured vehicle in the 1985 Sunbow animated cartoon. And then we got the Snowcat. So if you notice here in the Snowcat, there is no Snowcat emblem. It's a 41. Interesting. I wonder what the 41 stands for. Like, why would they put a 41 there? And then the lens at the top was yellow. And I believe in the cartoon, I know in the commercial, the canopy lens, the canopy was yellow, kind of a tinted yellow. I don't know if that would have worked or not. And this one is like almost just like frosted white. I think the one that we got is just more clear. So, all right. And then over here, we got the 84 goods of the shark and the water moccasin with an eel on it. The Rattler. I love the red background. So, on the back of the boxes, it was red. On the back of the box, it was always it wasn't artwork. It was actually a picture of the vehicle or aircraft. If the box wasn't too big and they went to that paper cardboard where it was more of a drawing on the back, the actual pictures, like on the Stinger or the Rattler or the Dragonfly, how the red would just kind of, and then blend in to like a black sky. Here it's kind of reversed. Excuse me. We have a red background, red sky with mountains in the background. So kind of a little bit more dark. But who is flying? Who is that in the Rattler? I can't tell. I don't know. Then here you got the good old Dragonfly from 83, still available in 85. I wonder why these aircraft are still available in 85. What could be in 85 that you need aircraft to land on? Tactical battle platform. So I didn't seek this out when I was a kid in 85. I don't know. It was featured on a commercial. I'll get to that here in a second. But let's look at this. Tactical battle platform. Everything looks like this is not a prototype, except for the sticker on that landing pad is a little bit different. But no, the tactical battle platform is an actual fantastic. It's a playset, yeah. So lots of stuff that you could do on it. Then we get the bridge layer for 1985 with toll booth. Is toll booth mentioned here? Toll booth, yes. Oh, another thing with the tactical battle platform. Why didn't it come with a figure? They could have had another Navy figure, Coast Guard, somebody. SEAL. Yeah, could have had somebody. Toll booth. He's not even featured on there. He's right there. Who had the bridge layer? The toss and cross. I didn't have it. I got it a few years ago and I actually really like it. It's a really cool vehicle. I don't know if I thought it was all that great back then, but once I got it as an adult collector, it's fantastic. All right, so this is going to tie my story back into the battle platform. Cobra hydrofoil. I always call it the Cobra hydrofoil. I can't even say it. It's even mentioned right here, Cobra hydrofoil. But it's the Moray. But I guess because I don't hear it called the Moray all that much is the fact that I just don't call it the Moray. I call it the Cobra hydrofoil. Who had this nice piece of equipment? This boat was fantastic. I wanted this boat so bad. So this was featured in a commercial. It was two different commercials. One was for the comic book. I cannot tell you the number, what issue that was for, just for the fact that I wasn't into the comics and I don't know the comics all that well. But it was another commercial was for the toy. And it has a fantastic little music to it that I hear myself saying it from time to time throughout the day. Let me see if I can get a clip of it.
Cobra Hydrophone shooting across the water is an evil new foe. Cobra Hydrophone's gonna get G.I. Joe. And this is it, the Cobra Hydrofoil.
Cobra! Raise the missile rack! Fire the torpedoes! Fire! Return fire! Fire! G.I. Joe is counterattacking! Joe!
Cobra Hydrofoil, G.I. Joe tactical battle platform. Other Joe and Cobra figures each sold separately.
So that was, I loved that commercial. And hopefully that came out okay. But yeah, I just remember seeing that, really ramped it up toward the holidays in 1985 when we were watching the cartoons. So yeah, that was a really cool commercial. But yeah, never had the moray, the hydrofoil. Now I call it the moray. But I have two of them now, just to scrap one to make one complete. And the first one I have is still yet to be completed. It's almost complete. We got the Sky Striker. Did they mention Lamprey? Nope. Cobra Pilot goes with the moray. All right. Got the whale. And the Mauler. Who had the Mauler? I wanted the Mauler so bad. That thing looks so cool. I think it's really cool how they put Recondo up on top, for the fact that it kind of tells you that there's no hatch up there. Heavy Metal is such a cool figure, underrated, I think. He just wasn't featured enough, and he might have made like a hint of an appearance in the cartoon. In the comics, I can't even recall because, like I said, I'm not into the comics all that much. Gung Ho sitting there fixing and repairing everything. And then we get, oh yeah, that Mauler barely fits into the HQ there. That's funny. What do we have here? Oh yeah, you got the Silver Mirage in the other bay, and it's cranked up so it can shoot over the wall. And then we got the flag, the mother of all playsets, people. The ultimate G.I. Joe vehicle. Taxi G.I. Joe aircraft down the runway with towing vehicle and gas up with fuel trailer. Sound the alarm and give commands on the electronic sound system. Features include working deck elevator. Yeah, kind of. Blast deflector and 2 arrestor hooks. Also includes G.I. Joe Admiral and the Admiral's Launch. The Admiral's Launch. Other figures and vehicles sold separately. So they didn't even have Keel Hall's name on here yet. And the Admiral's Launch is that boat. But, all right, tell me, when you were a kid, who had the flag? Or are you still that kid to this day to where now you can say, it's been 40 years and I still don't have the flag? I have the flag. I just haven't put it up yet. I'm working on it. I have the room. I just don't have the thing I want to put it on. But yeah, so really cool the way it's laid out here on the ocean with the mountains in the background and the red sky. So really, really cool how this was featured. So share me your memories in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it's a little bit longer than normal, but you know, they're adding more and more, and these videos are going to be about this long now. But yeah, 85 was such a great year. Lots of good things in here. And we still had the 1984 available as well in stores. Yeah, just share your memories with me in the comments. I would love to hear them, and I'll read them in my next video. That was really luck that I folded it that way. I was just letting it fold itself, letting gravity do it, and it did it perfectly. All right. Thank you for watching. Put the comments in there. Share your memories, and everyone take care and have a fantastic week. Yo, Joe.
G.I. Joe will return after these messages.